Okay. So, yes, Richard's had some things going on in his world and some illness in the family. We're all hoping that everything is working out well for him. So, I'm going to do this again for him this month. And like I said last month, you could close your eyes and pretend that it's him talking, but then you wouldn't see the slideshow. So, anyway, this is for May the 12th to June the 9th, 2023, sort of, he says. And basically, um, Mars is next to Pollux and Castor in Gemini. You could see it right up there towards the top of the screen. Venus is down level with about Procyon in Canis Minor. And Orion is Betelgeuse. That's the star just below that date and time thing there. And Orion is setting now at this time of year. So um, basically, this is where all the planets are going to be in the sky tonight. If you happen to go out there and look for Catherine Pollux, and you'll see Mars right next to them. If you're right after sunrise on May the 17th, there will be a slim crescent waning moon, which will occult the planet Jupiter, beginning about 4:46 a.m. For Callisto and Ganymede, the moons of Jupiter. And Jupiter reappears about 5:30 in the morning. Binoculars will show the moon and Jupiter, possibly Callisto and Ganymede, because they're larger moons. Io and Europa are going to be too close to Jupiter to resolve without a telescope. So that is something that you might want to check out if you are um, up at that hour of the morning. The new crescent moon is going to be joining Venus and Mars on May the 21st. March has moved northeast from Pollux and Castor. Procyon is now starting to disappear as we get later in the season. And Jupiter is going to be showing off this month with multiple moon shadows and transits. If you haven't seen a shadow transit, we've just been talking about an eclipse. This is another eclipse, basically. Um, this seems Richard was really upset that it happens really in the morning. He's not a morning person, basically. So this is another one of those things you're going to have to catch, in this case, almost 7 o'clock in the morning to pull this off. But you can see Io and Europa there down on the lower left, and you can see the shadows that they're casting on the surface of Jupiter. So that if you've got a larger telescope, that's something you definitely want to try and capture. Saturn and Jupiter, as you can see, have now become morning planets, much to Richard's dismay, because again, like, he's not a morning person. He'd rather go out and view at night. And by the start of summer, Venus is showing its phase as it rounds the sun. If you have never looked at Venus with a telescope or binoculars, you should, because being an inner planet, you will see phases just like this. So with a tripod or four-arm muscles of steel, he says, because you'll be holding up a large pair of binoculars for a while, its crescent form is visible even if you got 7 by 30 binoculars. So this is 11 o'clock at night on the 23rd of June that you're looking at Venus. It draws to within 5 degrees of Mars, oh, so close, before swinging around between us and the sun. We've pulled a weight from the great Mars opposition. And he wanted to share this photograph from 2021 showing a near conjunction of a new moon and Venus. It's a test shot. And while it's slightly out of focus and the distracting clutter at the lower right is from a Japanese maple tree, and the two black blobs on the left are transient gulls flying by, he thinks. The colors and shading just grabbed him. So it seemed very serene and beautiful. And that is the skies this month. But I'll